first stretch we're going to work on is for our hip flexors, especially if you are somebody who's been sitting a lot. Hip flexors are typically going to be really, really tight, and this is going to limit our hip extension, and it's also going to cause some back pain as one of our major hip extensors, the psoas, actually attaches from the leg into the front of the low back, which will cause a lot of pulling and discomfort. So three stages to this rather. The first stage, for those of you who are really tight and who haven't done a lot of stretching, is just going to be a lunge stretch. So you're going to get down, one leg up, bent at 90 in the hip, 90 at the knee, and the other leg back. Now, you should feel it looking pretty forward, right in through the side, the down side or the back side hip flexor. If it's not enough, you can always come further into that lunge, and the further into that you lean, the more it's going to target there. You can also turn towards the up leg or the front leg to add a little bit extra of a stretch in through that psoas. This may be more than enough for you, so modify as necessary, or it may not be enough for you. If the lunge isn't quite enough for you, we're going to go into a modified couch stretch. So this is going to be with the back leg elevated on something high enough that you're still able to reach the ground with the knee, and you're not in some really weird awkward position where you're really leaning to try and touch down. So something relatively short, you're going to get the top of your foot on whatever that is, a couch, a chair, a stool, and you're going to lean into it. It's going to provide a little more of a stretch in through your quads. And the more upright you get, the more it's going to target in through the hip flexors. Again, you can turn a little bit if need be. This is generally going to be a fairly intense stretch, so don't overdo it. Again, you can come a little closer with that front leg so that you're a little more compact. There's going to be less of a stretch, and the further out you go, the more of a stretch you're going to get in there. Adapt as necessary, or if that wasn't intense enough for you, you can also get into a full couch stretch. Full couch stretch means your back leg is now fully up against the wall with the top of the foot up. I don't know if you can see that against the wall. This is a whole different level of a stretch. It's quite uncomfortable. Again, the more upright you are, the more you're going to get that stretch in the hip flexors, and the closer your knee is to the wall, the more intense the stretch is going to get. This one you can work from coming a little further down, where you're going to get more of a quad stretch, to straight upright, where you're going to really target those hip flexors. It's ugly, but it does a great job getting those hip flexors to open up. So, adapt as necessary. Once again, you can play with a mix of the three. Try and hit 2 to 3 minutes a leg, depending how you're feeling.